Hello and welcome to Spirit Among Us. We live in a fallen world, and that truth is apparent all around us. There's diseases, there's natural disasters, crime all over the world. It's everywhere. And in such a world, there is a lot of human suffering. There's a lot of hard times. We face pain, we face trials, we face hardships. It is part of this fallen world that we live in. It's the way everything works. Now, the natural response to all this suffering is to get angry or sad or upset in some way because things aren't going the way we planned them to. Things are painful. Things are hard. Things are difficult. That is the natural thing we all want to do as humans when things don't go our way. And when we face hardship, when we have suffering, it only makes sense to feel pain. But as followers of Christ, we are commanded not to hold on to that pain and to instead have a very different response. James chapter 1 verses 2 and 3. Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. When you face pain, when you have a trial, you are commanded to count it as joy, to be happy from your trial. Does that sound like you? I know that I've failed to live up to this command many times in my life. Honestly, it seems like a pretty difficult one to follow. How on earth can we have joy in our trials, in our suffering? How can that be? Well, here's the thing. It comes down to trust. In moments of suffering, we must return to our faith, return to what we know about God. Here in James, he points out that when we are tested, when our trust in God is pushed to the limit, we advance in levels of steadfastness. In other words, we become more steadfast. But what exactly does that mean? Well, to be steadfast is to be firm and unwavering, committed, devoted, and faithful. So basically, when we face trials, we are becoming more unwavering. We are becoming more devoted, and we are becoming more faithful. God gives us trials because they make us more steadfast to Him. That is, they increase our faith. When we have a hardship and when we place our trust in God, it gives Him the opportunity to strengthen our trust in Him to new levels. So get this. God gives us trials where we have to put our trust in Him so that we will be able to put our trust in Him more in other trials. So James is saying that we can have joy in these circumstances because our faith is being strengthened in the middle of the hardship. How amazing is that? Now, maybe you're not exactly convinced. Maybe you don't see that as reason enough to be joyful in the midst of a trial. After all, the trial's pretty painful, so what's the point of having more faith just to go through more pain? It seems rather circular. Well, let's keep reading in James. James chapter 1 verse 4. And let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. Steadfastness is not an end in and of itself. It is a mean to an end. God doesn't give us trials just so that we will be able to handle trials better. He does it to make us perfect and complete. He gives us trials so that we will have such great faith that we realize no matter what the circumstance, no matter how bad the trial, we are lacking in nothing. That is God's goal, to make us perfect, to make us complete, to show us that there is nothing we lack. So, if you're in the middle of a trial right now, thank God for it. Put your trust in Him because He is using this hardship for your good. He has a goal of making you perfect, so even at the worst of times, you can have true joy. Thank you for watching, and God bless.